We made it. It's Friday, and Fridays are for appreciating. Listen, I realize that everybody knows that you have to say thank you for gifts. If you don't say thank you for a gift, you're not going to get another gift. I know. But what if we use Fridays for not only appreciating people who give you money, but people who just make your organization better and your community better? What if you became the organization that became the most appreciative, most gratitude-filled organization that people just want to be a part of? So we're going to accomplish today. And Fridays for appreciating because, listen, it makes sense. At the end of the week, we're probably tired. We've got a bunch of things that we have to do still. You probably haven't gotten to a lot of them. But really, what's the best way to end a week? Saying thanks. And why do we have thank you notes and why do we have thank you calls? Is because it makes us feel really good inside. And here's the deep, dark secret is you're probably going to get somebody who thanks you for a thank you note or a thank you. Oh, no, thank you. And then it becomes this like weird circle of life when it comes to thank yous. It's really bizarre. This is why I like Fridays. And again, once you get a thank you out, whether it's in a voicemail or a handwritten note or an email even, by the time Monday wraps around, when you're trying to plan on meeting with some of these donors and community members to have conversations about how you can work together or how they can support you, the last thing they remember was a thank you note that you sent on a Friday. And they get to think about it all weekend. The last thing they remember before they maybe leave the office is a thank you note, is a thank you message from you. That's the power in gratitude, is that you're going to become one of the most powerfully grateful individuals and organizations. And that's what we're going to do on a Friday. Okay. So we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can appreciate those in your community, your donors, your supporters, your volunteers, everybody else. Okay. Number 1, we're going to spend a little bit of time on this too, is handwritten thank you notes. Number 2, we're going to talk about thank you phone calls. We're going to talk about thank you visits. We're going to talk about thank you social posts. And then we're going to talk about random acts of appreciation. All of these have to do with just leaving your mark about being a grateful organization, regardless if they have given $1 or $0 at all to you. Why the handwritten thank you note? What do you first open up when you get the mail? It's not the cell phone bill. It's not the water bill. It's not your taxes. It's anything that's on a little card with a handwritten note on it. You're like, what on earth is this? It's one of the more powerful statements. And I know people say this a lot, but surprisingly few actually send handwritten thank you notes, or at least they do. They don't do it consistently. Why couldn't you be that one? Thank you phone calls. Phone calls are becoming super cool and new again. Isn't it weird if you pick up the phone and nobody wants something on the other end? They just want to talk or they just want to say hi. Like, that's really weird. So why can't you use your phone for good? And I'll give you a couple of reasons why it's so important to say thank you over the phone more than you. I'll tease out. Thank you visits. There is nothing more powerful than sitting across from somebody who has given you a lot of money or a lot of time or a lot of good vibe energy and not asking for a dang thing, just to say thank you. It'll blow people's minds. They'll usually ask, well, what do you want now? Nothing. All I want to do is say thanks. That's all I want to do is say thank you. And they're intrigued because not a lot of people are doing just that. We're going to talk about thank you social media posts. It's one of the easiest things you can do and really have a lot of ability for a lot of eyes, different eyes to say, hey, yeah, thank you for what you do too. Getting the conversation going in the community is really easy on social media. And then random acts of appreciation are the ones that I think are going to differentiate you from every other organization out there because it's unexpected. And the unexpected gratitude is what's going to capture the attention of people who may not know exactly what you do, but sure as hell want to be a part of whatever you've got going. So let's talk a little bit about handwritten thank you notes. I'm going to tell you a little story real quick. My partner in crime here at Do Good Better, and I sent out a lot of cupcakes, essentially, to some award nominees in the nonprofit realm a couple months ago. There was about a dozen nonprofits that we hand delivered. They're buntinis, they're bunt cakes, but they're little mini bunt cakes, but buntinis. And we delivered them to a dozen nonprofits and said, hey, congratulations on your nomination for Nonprofit of the Year award. Hey, we just think of the world of you. We hand delivered all of them. You know how many thank you notes we got? I wasn't searching for a thank you note. This wasn't a social experiment. You know how many thank you notes we got? Three of 12. 2 were clients. 1 random. Everybody else didn't even say thanks. Isn't that weird? A bunch of nonprofits who should be thank you powerhouses didn't say a thing and didn't write a thank you note at all. Not even a thank you email. Nothing. What does that make a donor think if you aren't actively saying thank you for things that they do? It's going to make them think that you don't care about their money, their time, their talent. You got to send these notes. And what a better way to do it. And what better note to send than a handwritten one. Because it says, and I think everybody agrees with this, it says, I took a little bit of extra time because you were worth it. That's what that means. And I think everybody deserves that type of recognition at least once in a while. It's the only thing that we save, right? Isn't that interesting? Like I have a whole stack of thank you notes that if I ever feel down in the dumps, am I making an impact? Am I doing enough right things? No, I save them and I look at them more often than you think. And I just like looking at the stack of them. Like, wow, we did make a really good impact. That's what you're giving to your donors. It's the only thing that we save and we put up on a bulletin board. Oh, that was a nice thank you note, right? So when you're talking about handwritten thank you notes, they don't have to be a War and Peace novel. You're not looking to write 750 pages of gratitude. You're writing a simple thank you note, 3-4 sentences at the most. It takes you 2 minutes a piece to do. So which donors need to have handwritten thank you notes? That depends on who you need to thank. I would say you're thinking your biggest and bestest donors. Of course, they're going to get thank you notes, but then handpicking some of the ones that you know maybe gave a little extra or a little more than they should have. Maybe some that stretched a gift. I think that's super important. So your donors, people who have given you money, should get a thank you note and a handwritten note. Now, this depends on how much you want to put in. If you're getting thousands of donations a month, you can't write handwritten notes to everybody. That's an insane person would do that unless you had an army of volunteers. But you want to cherry pick which ones that you really want to say thank you to, or you want to take to the next step, next level. Okay. So that next question is, what level of donations have you designated as thank you noteworthy? And who's going to write them? Does your board chair write some thank you notes? Does your CEO, or if you are the CEO, does your development director write some of those thank you notes? It's okay to give this role and responsibility to a bunch of people, which leads us to our third thing, which is how many thank you notes will your board of directors or volunteers write? As a best practice, and I've done this at a couple of organizations, at each board meeting, you should have a stack of thank you notes and a list of people and their addresses, not how much they've donated, just a list of people and their addresses of donors. And they, before they leave their board meeting, have to write 5, 6, 7, 10, whatever you want to do, thank you notes to your donors on behalf of the board. They don't have to be novels, again, but as somebody who is a donor who gets a letter handwritten from a board member, it's a big deal. And you just have them write something similar to this, which is, hi, my name is Patrick. I'm a board member of this organization. I don't know how much you donated. In fact, it doesn't matter, but what matters is that you thought us worthy of your gift, and we're going to do our best to make the maximum amount of impact. I just wanted to say thank you. And on behalf of the board, we appreciate your generosity. That means a lot. 5, let's just say 5 notes that they need to do at the end of each board meeting. And think about how many notes you're going to be able to send out from your board members. And if you've got a list of volunteers that need something to do, feel really connected to your organization, have them on a thank you thank you note writing spree. That's a wonderful gift that you can give your donor base, is an army of thank you note writers. It's amazing. So one of your goals for the week is spend an hour writing written thank you notes. 30 minutes to large donors, 30 minutes to smaller donors. Or if you don't have an hour, spend 20 minutes. Write 5 thank you notes. If you take nothing away from this series of donor engagement, write 5 thank you notes at the end of each week. That's over 260 per year if you keep up with it. I guarantee you no other organization is writing 260 handwritten thank you notes from your development director, your CEO, or your board member. They're not, but you are. And that's what's going to make you stand out from everybody else. Okay? Handwritten thank you notes are just like the best too. And they give you an excuse to buy those super cool ones. And I just get a kick out of super fun thank you notes. All right, thank you calls. Making phone calls is super fun again. Did you know that these supercomputers in our pockets were designed for phone calls? Who knew? I forgot about it too. I just thought they were for TikTok videos. Pick up the phone and say thanks and nothing else. And the reason we do this is because if every time you picked up the phone to call a donor or call a supporter, you ask for money, how many times are these individuals going to keep answering the phone, knowing exactly what you're going to ask for? Probably not as much. I have somebody in my network who calls, and I am now so attuned to this that I can now answer the phone, go, what do you want? Not in a rude way, but just what do you want? Because he never wants to chat. It's always if he needs something, that's when he calls. Well, no, I don't need anything. Oh, really? Small talk for 2 seconds. Hey, can you do? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was coming. Don't let that be your attitude or the attitude of the donor if you call. What if you just called to say thank you? What if you called to just say, hey, I just wanted to reach out today. You were on my mind. Just wanted to reach out and say thanks. It doesn't even matter if you leave a voicemail. It's the same impact, because when they listen to it, they're like, oh, well, that was really sweet of them. What do you think they're going to do the next time you call? Pick up the phone. Because they don't know if it's going to be an ask. They don't know if it's going to be a thank you. They don't know if it's going to be a celebratory, whatever. They don't know what it's going to be, but they know it's not just going to be an ask. And that's what makes you more intriguing than any other organization, taking the time out to call and just say thank you. So one of the questions is that you need to answer is, who in your donor list needs a phone call? Who hasn't been connected with in a while? How much can you show your appreciation for a gift or their support of their time or talent, whatever? Which donors need to be called? Simple as that. Second question is, hey, what supporters you need to sway, right? To move, to reignite a relationship. When we talk about what to do first, your last year, but not this year donors, individuals who gave to you a while back, but haven't given to you since. Have you done a good job of relaying the message of impact? And have you said thank you enough so that they do send a gift in? Using a thank you call is a really good way to reignite that relationship again. And I'll give you an example. When I took over a position as a fundraising director, I had been the 5th person in like 6 years. And I spent nearly an entire year doing a thank you tour, thank you phone calls, thank you visits, etc., just to say thanks and just to say sorry, to be honest with you. Hey, sorry, we haven't been doing that. But the thank you tour is something that is so unbelievably wonderful, not only for the donors, but yourself. They're going to say, oh, we love your organization. Thank you for stopping by and saying thanks. It was really nice to meet you. That's all you got to do. Same thing on the phone. Hey, just wanted to say thanks. Oh, thank you for letting us be a part of your organization. That's what you're going to get back. So what lists of people who may not have been back yet need a little bit of TLC in the thank you department to spark that relationship again? And then what individuals at businesses need a quick note of appreciation? If you call a business for a sponsorship every year for a golf tournament over and over and over and over again, and that's the last and only time they hear from you for an entire year, probably not a good deal. So who in businesses need a thank you for, hey, just wanted to thank you for supporting us. I was golfing the other day and I thought about you guys and the whole sponsorship you did. It was really nice of you to do. Just wanted to reach out and say thanks. Easy, right? So Calls are a lot quicker and could be easily done than handwritten thank you notes, right? So I think you can make 10 calls to donors just to say thank you. 5 to current donors and 5 to maybe you gave to your organization last year, but they haven't given to you this year. So reignite 5, say thank you to 5, and just pick up the phone. And it's okay if you leave a message. I'm giving you permission to just leave one. What about a thank you visit? I had in the apology tour, which is really a thank you tour as well. I stopped by somebody who was a major donor of ours. And I sat in the waiting room and I kind of waited my turn to sit with him in his office. And I walked in there and I just wanted to say hi to you and meet you and just say thanks for all your support. It's been really meaningful to kind of go through the database and see the list of generous human beings that are a part of our organization, you being one of them. And I just had to come by and meet you and say thanks face to face. Kind of sits back in the chair a little bit, kind of, shoulders a little wiggly and says, well, what do you want now? Nothing, not a dang thing. All I wanted to do was say thanks. The standoffishness melted away. And then we just BS'd and talked about kids and family and the organization itself. Nothing business-wise, maybe a little bit of impact story here and there. But the fact that I said thank you with no other expectations in that meeting set us up for another major gift. And I recall him sending a note to my boss or board member, I think it was, that says the only reason you got this gift is because Patrick came in and just said thanks. That he doesn't ask all the time. It works. It works unbelievable. So that's why we do thank you visits. So which donors, question number 1 is which donors need to be visited for a face-to-face meeting just to show how you appreciate them. And in a world of global pandemics, I know this can be a little awkward, but who can you connect with to just sit down across the table and go, hey, just thanks. Oh, I'm curious to why you donate, but thank you. I just want to let you know that. I just appreciate you. And here's a cup of coffee on us. Same thing with the secondary question, which is what business leaders that support your organization deserve a quick stop by and say thanks. The drop-ins, I'm not really a fan of, like the cold drop-ins, like, hey, how are you? I'd like to get some money out of you. I do like quick drop-ins for saying thanks. If there's no other nefarious reason to do so, a quick thank you and just in and out. You're like a phantom, a gratitude phantom. You come in, come out. You don't want to spend too much time. You don't want to have that Norwegian goodbye where you just kind of takes 4 hours to leave the house. Go in, just say thanks, drop off a little bit of a note, maybe a cookie or whatever, a coffee card or whatever you're doing for your appreciation meetings. That's it. You want anything else? Not at all. Just wanted to swing by and say hi. I was in the neighborhood. I know that that I wanted to get to you and face to face. I know you're super busy, so I just wanted to call on you and your business and just wanted to say thanks. That quick face to face means a lot. And then what individuals who maybe not a part of your organization deserve a shout out to be thanked for their community involvement. That's right. You can say thanks for other people doing other things awesome in your community. That's the beauty of appreciation. It doesn't matter. They're going to associate you and your organization with them thanking them anyway, even if they don't have any donation ties to you. Wouldn't it be amazing if you just showed up at a ribbon cutting ceremony for no reason other than saying, hey, appreciate you and what you're doing, or hey, appreciate that gift you made to the college. It meant a lot to this community. Just wanted to reach out and say thanks. Who are you? Well, I'm Pat from this organization. Oh, don't want to ask you for anything. I just wanted to reach out and say thanks. It means a lot. Your generosity in this community is breeding additional generosity. It's because of you. Just want to reach out and say thanks. What would that do to your credibility to those who have high capacity for wealth? Just a random thank you and stop by. Your goals for the week for stop bys, by the way, is 1 face-to-face meeting with a current donor. No ask for money. Don't even ask for a penny. None. Even if they ask you, the challenge is like, well, what can I do? Can I give you any money? No, not today. I'd love to set up a meeting next time because I think that'd be great. What if you did that? Oh, blow your mind. And then 1 face-to-face meeting with a current business just to say thank you. If you do those 2 things on a Friday, what a great way to end the week, isn't it? almost as good as social media posts, which, by the way, we're going to talk about now. So a thank you social media post is about the easiest thing that you can do, and it engages a wider audience than just your narrow focus of just the one-on-ones, right? So you don't have to go overboard with this, but a thank you Friday, thank you Thursday, whatever you want to do, make sure weekly you are saying thank you in your social media posts. It's a great way to end a Friday, right? Tag them in the post. They like it. Their friends like it. Maybe someone will share it. Maybe their business would share it, that kind of thing. What donors are really active on social media and need recognition? And because you know who your donors are and what platforms they're on, you can actually customize the thank yous to the platforms that they spend the most time on. That's asking better questions. What do you like? Are they always on Instagram? Probably want to say thank you on Instagram. Are they always on Facebook? Probably want to send a thank you on Facebook. I don't know how one would send a thank you on TikTok. You can send a TikTok. Yeah, you can first. Yeah, private message everybody. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But who's ever active on social media, that's a pretty good one. And then think about what businesses that support your organization deserve recognition on Facebook. The marketing teams of businesses love getting recognition on social media. They share and like and comment on everything. Everything. You want a quick win? Thank a business for their support. Tag them in the actual post. You're going to get a like and a thanks, at least one. If you're feeling bad about yourself, go show appreciation on Facebook. Go show appreciation on Instagram. You're going to get a like. You're going to get a follow. It's super easy to do. And because there's so much negativity on these platforms, you're going to be the shining star. You're going to be the one that lifts up others. People will seek you out because you're an organization that lifts up rather than bashes or trolls. It's amazing. And then what other organizations that may or may not be associated with you deserve a recognition note on social media? And again, it doesn't have to be connected to yours. It's okay. It's okay not to worry about it. It's okay not to have a connection and lift up others and say, hey, you're doing great, right? It's a social media post, for goodness sakes. Don't overthink it. Just say thanks. Tag them. They're going to like it. You're going to like it. You're going to feel good. So part of your homework today is, hey, listen, show appreciation to one donor, show appreciation to 2 businesses, and then one random organization that's doing amazing work. Send them a thank you note. Do it on a Friday. Imagine what the weekend will hold with all of these likes coming through your page. Random acts of appreciation are one of the weirdest, most fun and awesome things that we have found to help organizations separate themselves from everybody else. So even if they didn't give to you, even if they haven't done anything that deserves recognition, right? The traditional things that deserve it. Who can you reach out to, lift up, and just say, hey, we thank you? We'll start with this as a question: is what sort of volunteer or staff member needs to be lifted up and recognized and appreciated? Not because they did something, just because they are a valuable part of your team. Imagine if you're a worker bee at an organization and you're just going through the motions of your job and you get called out for doing great stuff. Not because it had massive impacts on a capital campaign, not because it saved somebody's life, but just because you are an invaluable resource within the organization. Shout out to Leah, right? Person's going to go, wow, that's really, really unique. And again, we talked about how we need to retain in the celebration module is that we need to retain our staff. They want to feel appreciated too. They want to have gratitude running through their veins, and they show up and give maximum effort every day. Being authentically genuine about your gratitude, number one opportunity to do that with $0. Costs you $0 to call or write a note and pop it in their inbox. Costs you $0. Costs you time and genuine sitting down and carving out the time to actually write it, but it costs you no money. Secondary, who in your community deserves to be appreciated for positively impacting others? And again, this has nothing to do with your organization. This is you being random Captain Gratitude. It means a lot. And it means more than you think it does too. They're going to hold on to that and they're going to go, wow, that was really, 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 really cool of this organization to do, right? Who's helped you personally? Has there been a mentor? Has been there a group? Has there been a teacher, a speaker? Has there been a business leader that just helped you with your own professional goals or your professional mindset that deserves a little shout out? I bet. And how many times do you send them a thank you note, or you send them a thank you call or a text message or whatever? Do it. You'll be top of mind as just somebody who looks at life a little more bright. And then they look forward to hearing from you again, and will take you up on that coffee meeting because you just bring joy everywhere you go. And isn't that a differentiator between you and any competitors that you might have in the nonprofit world? Is if you become this wonderful leader of gratitude. Isn't that cool? So your goals for the week on this one is, hey, find 3 random people, individuals or businesses, doesn't really matter. Reach out and say, thank you. Thanks for their positive impact on the community. Thanks for their inspiration. Thanks for what they're doing good in the community. And then find, here's a little tip. We do this in trainings a lot. Find the 20th or 30th person in your text messages and randomly send them a thank you note. See what happens. Drop me a line and tell me what happens with the random text message of appreciation note. You'll be glad you did. It's a really interesting experiment. And this is why gratitude is the best part of the week, is that you get to end your week with gratitude. What better way is that? The last thing that people will remember you for at the end of the week is you lifting up others. So that when you are planning on Monday, the last thing they remember is a genuine note of gratitude for you, for them being in your life, for them being a part of your organization, for them being a valuable member of the community. And that separates you from everybody else. Because Fridays, frankly, well, they're for appreciating.